for age discrimination. Age. They thought he was like, too old. Whatever. So he wins the lawsuit. But part of the lawsuit the company agrees to is says, okay, we'll give you the $80,000, but it's non-disclosure. Agreement on non-disclosure. You cannot talk about this with anybody. You cannot do it, tell anybody at all. You cannot, just shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth, basically. So this guy's daughter, who I guess is like 18 years old, goes on Facebook and says, Yahoo, Dad just won lawsuit that these guys are paying for my trip to Europe, $80,000 for the age discrimination.
Right there.
Check right canceled. There. Boom. Right there.
Cancel
so
payment on that
now,
check.
Not to mention, because her father, who worked at the place for years, has friends, obviously she has friends who also work at the place. They see it. It gets back to the company, and they just go, the lawyer calls up to his lawyer and just basically says, yeah, just give us a check right back. I mean,
yeah,
and they had to get a check, $80,000. I mean, this is why I don't have kids.
Well, this is why you need smart people around your life, right? But I think the whole point to you bringing that up was videotaping your crimes and posting it.
What is up with that?
Or videotaping your stupidity, or
I was going to say, isn't that just like sheer stupidity? That's.
I mean, it is.
Doesn't this come down as natural selection?
It does.
But they die off.
Yeah, they gotta kill them.
But that's okay. We can do something about that. That's easy.
You want to talk about
what they do to themselves.
You want to talk about selection being on the wrong list. I think this is a great story. In the 1980s, the Sicilian mafia had put a hit out on Rudy Giuliani.
Really?
Crime boss Salvatore
Not a big surprise.
Rina, I guess that's how you say it, ordered a hit on Giuliani in the 80s when Giuliani was going after the mob real tough.
There you go. I mean,
and the reason why they eventually pulled it off was because they feel that if they had actually gone through with it, the United States government would have shut down the mob effectively 100% if they had done that.
Really? So you think
he's a high enough profile that they would have really gone after.
They would have gone looking too closely at it.
Yeah, I mean,
they would have looked too closely into it.
Listen, you can only do so much. Listen, if you're dealing with a power that's stronger than you, you can only push so far. I mean, you might be powerful, but if they're more powerful, you can only push so far.
I think that's smart, though. You got to surrender the ego a little bit and say,
you
know what?
Listen.
And you know what? They probably did him. I mean, look, they let him go, and look what happened. He went through that horrible divorce with Donna Hanover. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, it's horrible on TV, but he played it off as horrible. I mean,
just because you've never been through a divorce.
He's at Gracie Mansion.
You've never been through it.
No,
LJ,
a woman. Yeah, exactly.
I don't believe in marriage.
The mafia got him back by allowing him to stay married
and live his life, and that was
exactly. They allowed him to live his life.
They should have killed his wife.
That's pretty damn painful.
Yeah, and he should have killed his wife and made an example out of her.
He sees this article now and he's like, damn, why did you do that to me for?
Take me now.
Everybody could have won.
Please.
Everybody could have got along.
I think everybody's been at one point or another.
Yeah.
That's terrible, man.
He was probably like, where's the sniper when that kid of his was stealing the thunder at the inauguration?
When his kid was doing all that stuff.
Yeah. Listen,
he's like,
Giuliani's
where's the
one of those guys
sniper?
where
Please, somebody take him down.
I think everybody loves and hates Giuliani. I mean, it's like there were things he did, and it's like you were like, hey, listen, I can bring my family to New York City now, and there's other things where it's like, where'd all the porn shops go? I mean, the guy who liked to go drink beer, walk around the streets, and then go to a titty show. I mean, it really, I hate had to walk to the back alleys now. You know what it is? When it was on the main streets, it felt classy, it felt nice. But I got to walk to a dark alley. Now I feel like a pervert.
Remember when New York used to look like the Warriors?
It did,
At one point,
Giuliani, I don't know what we're talking about. But there was a time when New York
actually looked like that.
Escape from the Bronx?
No. Coney. You got to make it back to Coney, the big CI, man.
Come out and play, baby. Come out and play.
Come out and play. Greatest movie ever, I'd say.
All right.
One of them.
Movie.
All right. I don't want to rub it in too much, but the guy. I'd say the guy just died. Cyrus. I mean, I think you should watch the movie in his honor. Here's the thing that Preach may disagree. I mean, listen. I don't know. I think it's true. Hate groups such as like the KKK and stuff like that are on the decline in the U.S. They're saying that people, at least organized hate groups, I mean, they're slowing down.
Have you driven through the South lately?
I have not. But I
Okay.
think, I wonder if it's simply that people, black and whites have stopped hating each other. I think
No.
because there's somebody, I think everybody's focusing on the homosexuals. Because just
We're
like
the new enemies or something.
they're the new enemies, and everybody's like teaming up against them. It's like, But now Arizona, I guess Arizona.
Oh, they were
did
on
you hear
some
about
crazy shit this
They,
past week, man.
they had the
Oh,
same
my
thing as
God.
during, with the freaking.
And you know what I
they're
think
like
ended
Arizona.
up,
Did we tell you? Listen, that anybody can set your counters. They're doing the same thing with the gays. They say the gays can't eat in their restaurants.
It's
Right.
And
nuts.
people are like, whoa.
But they,
we-
wait a
they
second.
finally vetoed it because I think
the
that
governor actually stepped up. I think her
she
main
was
concern
forced-
was she kind of got pushed into
She
it.
got forced into it because don't forget the NFL.
NFL
Super
had a
Bowl's supposed to
very
be in
huge
Arizona,
thing. Yes, next
and the
year.
NFL said, we do not
Yes,
support.
we will go to
condone any-
the next name on the
so
list.
that could easily have gone somewhere. So the financial, outbreak,
Money.
loss, right? It
Yeah.
was changing. But in going back to your original point about our hate groups disappearing, I don't think that hate groups are really disappearing. I think that they're getting they have different voices, and I think they're manifesting differently. I mean, a lot of people will say that the teabaggers are a very organized political hate group. Some people even say Democrats or Republicans are. I think the face of hate is changing. I think it's dumb to walk around. It's always been dumb to put a white sheet on your head and go kill people. But now you don't have to do it with a sheet. You can put on a suit. You can get a poster board and go protest. So I think
Have
it's
somebody
just.
else kill
I think
for
it's, oh, it's just changing. I don't think we're getting along.
It-
'Cause
it-
look
I
at
think
the
we'll get
corner.
along better.
I think we get along better,
I think
but
we get along
let's
better,
come on. The
I
hate
think there's
is
still a lot of
changing.
hate out
Of
there,
course
but I
there
think
is.
people are starting to get along
I
better.
think they
and,
just have better PR people than they used to have.
That could be
is
it
what it
too.
came
I
down
think
to.
that could be it
Is
too.
that,
I mean,
that they're reading the change in the environment and in conditions, and they're playing along with it rather than standing out from it. They're blending into it.
Yeah,
I think you may have a point there.
I
Okay,
agree.
I
mean,
agree.
you go down into some of the real heavy-duty backwater sections of the South,
Oh,
and
there's
you're
no
still
doubt
gonna
about
find
it.
But you know what? I don't want to say
And
that.
not
I don't
find
want
it-
to put.
and not
wait.
find
Put
it
the
as
South
strong,
down.
Wait,
but
wait,
it's still
cowboy,
gonna
hang
find
on.
it.
I don't want to say that because we always defer to the South as that place. There are places right here in Long Island where if I walk into a dealership,
There
or
are
I walk
places-
into a store, and they're gonna look at me like,
There are
what are you
places
doing
where I
here?
walk in and I get the same looks.
I know, but what I'm saying
But-
is if we break it down to basic primal
You're gonna
hatred
find
and-
it
and
everywhere.
prejudices.
You're gonna find it
exactly.
everywhere.
So the point is, I've been down south so many
Some
times. Let me
spots
tell you,
more
there's
than
some of the
others.
sweetest people I've ever met live down south.
When I was traveling through
They just want to cook you.
when I was traveling
Well,
through
it looks
the Delta
better. It
areas,
looks better
down south.
when I was traveling through the Delta areas down there when we were working on the blues book, we found a lot of great people. We also found a lot of people I would have just loved to kill and bury somewhere in
Absolutely.
their back.
But I feel that
You
way
know,
about
but
people in
same thing
Massapequa.
here.
Yeah, I mean,
Same
listen,
thing here. Well, I
yes.
feel that way about most of Massapequa. Other than Big Daddy's, I'm good with Massapequa.
Listen. All American Massapequa.
Okay,
Listen.
all American too. All right.
That place right there, man.
All right, I'll give you the
Listen,
second
that
one.
place will bring everybody together. I don't care what race or nationality or color or creed you are or homosexuality. I don't know. Well, I don't care what you like to eat. Those cheeseburgers are good.
But like you
Okay.
said, the face of hate has changed.
The face of hate
It's-
has changed.
It's blended in
It
rather than
smiles
standing
more.
out.
It smiles more. And I think without the hood on your head, you don't stand out as much. So.
Right.
You
Yeah.
really
So-
don't. You really
All right,
don't.
listen. Speaking of, I don't even know. I guess how do I transition now?
Wait,
It's hard
what do
transition.
you get a transition
I'm
from
gonna go to
hood
commercial. I'm gonna go to commercial. If you are arrested for falling down while wearing a sheet, the
There you
commercial.
go, there you go.
There you go. Pretty good. Pretty good.
There we go. All right, that's
Maybe
kind
you
of
trip
a,
over your bed sheet. All right, as you get up out of bed. All right, you guys in there? We're gonna do Bergoli and Associates. Bergoli and Associates commercial. Let's bring that up on the monitor. Went over. Right. Thank you very much. Right on my face. You gotta love that. It's a perfect spot. I don't know if you can see me pick my nose. All right. Anyway, Bergoli and Associates, Adrian Hayes, Esquire. All right. Listen, this is personal injury attorneys. If you guys heard any reason, anything like that, I want you to give them a call. These people